You may have seen the scenes from America this week as Hurricane Milton made landfall. Millions are without power, thousands have been rescued from flooded areas, and many thousands more have returned home to damaged or destroyed homes. And tragically, some have lost their lives. The TV and internet has been awash with stories of people who have had to decide whether to evacuate or stay and face the storm. One such person that sparked interest was the story of Joseph Malinowski from Tampa in Florida. Joseph lives on a boat and, having been homeless for 10 years, vowed to only leave if his boat started to break apart in the storm. The internet was gripped as they waited for news of whether he had survived. Amazingly, he weathered the storm and was absolutely fine. It reminds me of one of the most famous and fascinating stories in the Bible involving a man, a flood, and a boat. God had looked down on the world and seen just how wicked it had become. God's perfect creation was filled with violence, so God decided he was going to wipe out mankind. Now, before you switch off thinking I'm just another religious nut that thinks every flood is God judging the wickedness of mankind, I'm not, and I don't. Not least because at the end of the story, God promises never to destroy all life with a flood again. What fascinates me about the story is that God provides a way for humanity to survive the flood by providing the blueprints to a man called Noah for an ark, a big boat that would carry people and animals to safety through the flood. An amazing feat of engineering that to this day stands up as one of the most stable boat designs of all time. What's tragic about that story is that no one else joins Noah and his family aboard the ark. We're told in the New Testament that Noah was a preacher of righteousness, so he would be taking opportunities to warn the people of what was coming in the hope that they would heed the warnings and enter the ark. The people also had plenty of time. It took decades, perhaps as much as 70 years to build the ark. But sadly, no one did, and only 8 people were saved. Now, I said that God would never again wipe out humanity in judgment of their wickedness with a flood. However, there will come a time when God judges humanity again, not as a whole, but individuals. When we stand before God and are judged, what will your judgment be? When mankind was created, we were given free will to make our own decisions. We can either accept God or reject him. We can either be with him or apart from him. For every person who rejects God, their eternal destination is hell. For those who accept him, their eternal life in heaven awaits. For Noah and his family, salvation came through that ark. Our salvation is only through belief in Jesus, who became a literal ark to save humanity from the consequences of their sin. When he died on the cross of Calvary, he created a way for us to be made right with God. So here's my question to you. Are you going to heed the warnings, or are you going to reject them? For the people of Noah's day, time eventually ran out. For the people of Florida, they're now counting the cost of their decisions. For people like Joseph, they've paid off. For others, they may not have. It's all been a bit of a gamble. When it comes to Christ, however, there is no gamble. There is just an assurance of a future home in heaven and a peace that passes all understanding. Perhaps today you'll make that decision and place your trust in him.